It's NBA action on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams for what should be a terrific matchup here tonight. From downtown Milwaukee, tonight it's the hometown Milwaukee Bucks taking on the Boston Celtics. Milwaukee begins the game with the basketball. Jay, 44 wins for the Bucks a year ago. 7th best record in the East. They lose a Game 7 at Boston. In your mind, foundation, is it in place in Milwaukee?
The foundation is on its way, but last year was a disappointment for the Milwaukee Bucks. 2 years ago, they finished 6th in the Eastern Conference. And last year, when you play against the Celtics, a team that does not have 2 of its star players in Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward, the Bucks should have won that. But it always seems like it comes down to injuries and lack of chemistry for the Bucks.
From the painted area, won't go down. Boston with the basketball. Kyrie Irving. Good start. He's made his first shot.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Lopez to Bledsoe for 3, and Eric Bledsoe set up nicely. Takes advantage with the 3.
The eyes of the shooter say everything. His eyes pretty much said, "Are you sure you want to give me the ball here?"
Irving. Tatum. Short jumper stays out. To Middleton. Inside, he scores.
Everybody in the building, including myself, thought that pass was going somewhere else. Fool me once? Okay, but you're definitely not fooling me twice.
Won't go down. Defender's lucky he wasn't called. Another follow, no good.
Seems like a lot of contact on that play. If I were that player, I would pull the ref over to the side, talk to him, express to him how much contact there was so he could look for that same foul call potentially the next time down the court.
Knocked loose. Picked up by the Bucks.
Now push it. Let's attack in transition so we can build this lead.
Brook Lopez. 2 for 2. That's what you want.
The pass was really good, but what I love most about the play, Ed, was that every player that ran in transition had active hands, which means they were active targets. They provided a target for the player to deliver the pass. That's how you work together as teammates.
Not that time. Jay, for once, Trader Danny was Danny Ainge. Celtics didn't do that much, but believe it or not, outside of Toronto, Eastern Conference didn't see much change either.
Yeah, they didn't need to do anything if you're the Boston Celtics. You already have all the pieces to the puzzle. Philadelphia wasn't able to land LeBron. LeBron James leaves Cleveland. He goes out to L.A. And Toronto, almost in a Hail Mary trade, ends up getting Kawhi Leonard. And who really knows if he wants to play there and be there emotionally for 1 year? There's no doubt about it. The Celtics are now in the driver's seat.
And a putback slam.
Woo, that's nasty right there.
To Middleton. Antetokounmpo. Open look. Shot won't go.
And that's how you close out on a shooter with a sense of urgency. The shooter was more worried about his landing space than he was the shot.
Knocked loose. Bledsoe with it up top. Leads 5. Here's a chance from long range. He made his first effort, but not that time. Another shot won't go either.
You see, this is something that everybody has, but some people choose to use it or not. I'm glad you choose to use effort on getting around those screens.
To Jaylen Brown. Shot from the lane won't go.
And that's how you make a difference. Every shot the offense takes, make sure that it has a 10 as far as degree of difficulty.
Irving into the front court. Down 5. Hayward, and a whistle.
A simple touch foul.
Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here comes some changes. Irving hits it, and the foul. And a chance now at a 4-point play.
Oh, that was a big-time shot. But more impressive than the shot, The bench reactions. I love the celebration tactics. This is why you love this game.
Kyrie Irving with a chance at a 4-point play. A career 87% from the line. Three-pointer plus a free throw on that trip. To Lopez. Brook Lopez. 3 for 4. Good start.
Used to hear all these coaches talk about, we need players to run the floor. No, I don't need you to run the floor. I need you to run the floor with purpose. Those are two different things. When you run the floor in attack mode, that's when plays like this occur.
Gets to the basket and scores.
So good to see one of Jersey's finest, Kyrie Irving, back on the court and driving with no issues on that knee. He only played 60 games last year, and he missed the entire Celtics postseason run. You can only imagine what this team would have done if he were healthy and they had Gordon Hayward.
Irving to Marcus Morris. Irving to Marcus Morris. He shoots. Oh, off the mark.
And physicality is your friend. Don't let these guys get any easy ones down low. Make them look at the refs, wondering where the foul was every time.
Lopez. That won't go. Hayward. His first effort off the mark. Deep three at the buzzer. And it's no good as time's run out here in the first quarter. One quarter in the books. This has the potential to be a good one.
Both teams are trying to feel each other out, but I like the aggression that both teams established in the first quarter. This is the first quarter league. The way you play in the opening minutes really sets the tone for the rest of the game.
Trying to cash in. Yes, it drops. Little drama on that one.
I wasn't quite expecting him to get there, but I can be wrong. Sometimes, not a lot, but maybe sometimes.
Knocks it down from mid-range.
What a pass. I have no clue how that ball even made it through the traffic.
Oh, Jay, he commands the paint this time down.
I love the drive to the basket there. Instead of trying to go around or over, go through.
Jay, Celtics last year, they make the 7th game of the East Finals without Gordon Hayward, without Kyrie Irving. Brad Stevens now, it's a good challenge to have. He has a lot of players to incorporate.
And it's a great challenge for a genius coach like Brad Stevens. The biggest issue for the Celtics is that they cannot believe the hype, Ed. I've been a guy that stated I think they're going to win the whole thing next year, but they can't drink the Kool-Aid from the media. And I will say this, when you have guys on your team like Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward, I think they will push the younger guys to really help them exceed expectations. That's going to be key.
He took the bait, and he hits.
Great shot by the offense. But the defense, you can't afford to collapse off that penetration. I'd rather a team take a tough 2 than a wide-open 3.
To Brogdon. Beyond the arc for 3. Won't go for Brogdon. Had a hand in his face. To Marcus Morris. Marcus Morris, strong finish.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
It's good. Count the basket and the foul.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number one, create contact, and number two, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
Malcolm Brogdon trying to cash in on a three-point play. A career 87% from the line. The free throw is good. It's back to a one-point game. To Horford. There it is, Al Horford. 2 of 4 now.
Leadership's greatest values occur in between the lines and not necessarily in the box score. And that's the type of leader that Al Horford is. He's the first all-star free agent to choose Boston in decades. And let me tell you this, the legacy of greatness runs deep in the family. His father, Tito Horford, was the first Dominican basketball player to ever play in the league, which goes to show you why Al has such a great feel for the game.
Coach has seen enough. He wants some changes. New personnel onto the floor. Bledsoe to Middleton. 4-3. That's off the side of the rim, short.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Nothing going here on that drive. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. So the first points for him in this first half, and he knocks it down for 3.
Yeah, they really need him to get going. Really surprised that none of his teammates have been talking to him. This is when he needs him the most. They have to uplift him, help him continue to be confident on the court.
He gets it.
As my mother would say to the defender, A for effort, F for results.
Ball's controlled by Boston. To Horford. Probing the defense. To Marcus Smart. Going to launch beyond the arc. Cleared by Middleton. Bledsoe at the basketball. Trailing by 4. Had a chance, but it's no good. And he throws it down. Al Horford showing off all the moves.
I mean, defense, is it that easy? Can I see some reaction after somebody gets an easy dunk? Some yelling, some kind of emotion? I need you to get involved back in this ballgame.
Rozier into the front court. Up 6. Knocked loose. Bucks have it. May 2018, Jay, the Bucks make the move to Mike Budenholzer roster that's built to win now.
And Coach Bud brings stability to a team that had a lot of question marks around the head coaching position. Jason Kidd gets let go last year. That caused some drama with him and Giannis and the team. You hire Joe Prunty. He comes in. He tries his best. The team ultimately loses in the first round of the Eastern Conference. But now when you bring Coach Bud to the table, you bring offensive fluidity, and that's what this team needs.
Knocked loose. Knocks down the first. Goes 2 for 2. To Bledsoe. That's Smart with the rebound. To Irving. Here comes the screen. Kyrie Irving. Irving, he's 4 for 8. That's 50%. Kyrie Irving won a championship with Cleveland. He won a championship for Cleveland in that Game 7 at Golden State. How is he influenced as a player by that title?
Well, I thought he learned how to win at a really huge stage. But Kyrie's always been a leader of his own movement. At times, his voice may have been suppressed because of LeBron James, but there's no doubt about it. When you look at the young players on this roster, when they all rock Kyrie's, you know who the leader of the team is.
Count the basket inside.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Irving to Horford. Lets it fly from long range. Rebound pulled down by Giannis. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
Eric Bledsoe at the line for a chance at a 3-point play. For his career, 79% at the line. Free throw good. A 3-point play as they move in front here just before the break. Hayward.
That reach was just about a second off. He got his hand in there a little bit quicker. That would have been a steal.
Just enough imbalance. Can't connect on the first free throw. And he hits the second. Can't take advantage. 1 for 3 at the line. That'll do it for the first half with the Celtics in front.
It's Jalen Rose, and I've got your EA Sports halftime report. The Celtics have a comfortable lead at the halfway mark. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. These are the guys getting buckets for the Boston Celtics. The Bucks are down at halftime and in need of some momentum. They've got the break to figure some things out. And trust me, they've got a few things to figure out. Still, it's not like they're totally out of this game. These are the guys getting buckets for the Milwaukee Bucks.
Game track. Rebounds.
The Boston Celtics are putting in the kind of effort that doesn't always show up in our top plays, but it can't be said enough how important it is to take control of the board. That's exactly what this squad has done in this matchup.
Player of the half.
I like this choice because he really put on the show in the opening half. There's a reason he's a fan favorite.
Who was cold?
Forget cold. This guy will be happy to be lukewarm at this point. He can't seem to get anything going.
Here are the top plays from the opening half.
number 1.
And with that, I'm sending it back to Ed and Jay to bring you the rest of the game.
Jay, it feels like our heads are spinning, thinking about what the Celtics are going to put on the floor, let alone for Brad Stevens. But you look at this group, what impact it has on, say, a Jason Tatum, a Terry Rozier, and beyond.
There was a lot of talk in the offseason about what's going to happen to Jason Tatum's minutes. He was second on the team in minutes last year due to the fact that Gordon Hayward went down. But this is an abundance of talent issue for Brad Stevens and Celtics fans. You have so many interchangeable parts. Shimi Ojale can play a lot of minutes. Jason Tatum, Gordon Hayward, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Morris. The names go on and on and on with the interchangeable wings that can all defend and score. That's a great problem to have, Ed.
Like I said, our heads are spinning. Brook Lopez, he's now 4 for 6.
Ed, did you see what this pass just did? Now it encourages his teammates to move with more sense of urgency because they understand that next time down the court, they might be on the receiving end of that pass.
To Jaylen Brown. Nice pass to get things going.
You know what I like about this pass play? Instead of putting his head down and forcing the action, he patiently waited for the play to develop.
Tough make through traffic.
I was expecting the dish there, but way to fake that one and lay that one in.
Celtics have it. To Hayward. Knocked loose. Picked up by the Bucks. Bledsoe with it up top. His club staring up at an 8-point deficit. Yes! And a foul. Hell of a chance at a 3-point play.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball. But sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
Giannis Antetokounmpo trying to cash in on the 3-point play. A career 74% free throw shooter. Free throw good to finish off the 3-point play. It's back to a 5-point game. Celtics have it. To Jaylen Brown. Curling inside. Cleans it up, and a putback slam.
He's a relentless scorer. It doesn't matter if you stop him once. He's going to keep coming at you time and time again.
Al Horford with the block. That's his first of the game.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, huge block. That's his first of the game.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Has a chance. Wide open look, won't go. To Antetokounmpo. Bledsoe. Hayward the rebound. Boston with the basketball. To Jaylen Brown. Doesn't have the touch. No good.
Oh, I like that. You got the defense rotating from side to side. They're even recovering late, but still you got to make that one.
Inside, he scores.
Well, he finished strong because he was able to initiate the contact. When you initiate the contact first, you bounce off the defender, which balances you at the rim.
Bucks have it. Giannis in control of the basketball. The deficit now up to 5. Fires the 3, and he's fouled. Good play by the shooter.
You know what? That's an even better play by the defender. I like the foul there. Send a message. Nothing easy.
He's going to have to earn it now.
Giannis Antetokounmpo to the line, shooting.
And he connects on the first free throw. Second and 3 is good. hits all three of them. Well, it took a little longer than Celtics fans would have liked, but, Jay, they re-signed Marcus Smart. You look at what he brings. He's a modern-day defender with some throwback qualities as well.
He reminds me a lot of Dennis Johnson that used to play for those late Celtic teams. He's the guy that will get in your face, will pick you up full court. Even if you switch off and he's guarding the four, he'll battle behind the four, push him off the block. There's no doubt about it. The DNA of this team starts with Marcus Smart and also Marcus Morris. These are the two toughest players on the Celtics organization.
Irving to Hayward. Irving to Horford. Shot from the lane won't go.
And you see so many players quit on a play after they were beat the first time, but not him. He stayed on his hip, he fought back, and he made the player miss the shot. That's great defense.
Play is stopped. Timeout Boston as they'll discuss matters in what's now a three-point game. And he's fouled. A trip to the line coming up.
This drives me nuts when I see fouls like that being called in a close game. Sometimes you just got to let them play, ref.
First try, no good. Second one goes. It's a 1-of-2 trip. To Antetokounmpo. Giannis Antetokounmpo. Consistent effort. He's at 50%.
This offseason was the summer of Giannis. He discovered so much about the American culture, even some of the sweets. And I see his game has gotten even sweeter.
Bucks have the rebound. Bledsoe with the basketball. Leads 4. Has a look. Unbothered by the defense as he drills it.
I got to give a lot of respect to Malcolm Brogdon. He got Rookie of the Year a couple of years ago, but I think he flew under the radar. It's a lot more difficult in that second year when scouting report gets very enhanced. Let's see how year 3 works out.
And count the basket inside.
And the true test of a team's character is how they respond when they get hit in the mouth. Keep digging.
Irving. They need something to go down. It's no good. Deep 3 at the buzzer. That'll do it. Third quarter complete. The Bucks with the lead. The Bucks to inbound to start this final quarter. They have clearly been the better side so far. Jay, that's reflected on the scoreboard.
Well, the cardinal rule in the game of sport is whenever you go into the fourth quarter, it's 0-0. You have to play the game with the scoreboard saying 0-0. And you can win that game by double digits, and you've done your job in the fourth.
Kyrie with the rock to Jaylen Brown. That's what you like to see off the pick and roll. Nice, easy basket.
Jaylen Brown really coming into his own. The 3rd overall pick a couple of years ago. He saw his points per game go up drastically. Plus, he is one of the few people in the East that has the versatility to guard LeBron James.
Here's Irving into the front court. His guys down 11. Ersan Ilyasova able to recover with the block. Second block in this quarter.
You know, sometimes basketball can become a very beautiful thing to watch. During the regular season, things can get difficult. Energy can be low. The passion at times can even be lower because players are tired. They're fatigued. But today, it's all been good. They're putting in an absolute show with killer efficiency and tremendous effort and intensity.
Kyrie Irving controlling the offense to Marcus Smart. From the outside, no good. To Antetokounmpo. Short jumper won't fall.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
To Marcus Morris. Ersan Ilyasova pins it. Second block in this quarter.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
It's no good. Not sure what he was thinking there.
See, the defender did a really good job. He stayed down. He didn't go and bite for all the head fakes. He waited until the last second to contest that shot. Way to know the scouting report.
Now a whistle. Now we'll get a timeout called by Milwaukee as they'll talk things over here in this fourth quarter. Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. The Bucks at the controls. Antetokounmpo to Bledsoe. Fires the three. That's off the side of the rim. No good. To Irving. Add 2 points to the board. Jay, you've known Kyrie Irving since he was a young man growing up in New Jersey. He's overcome a lot of obstacles, chief among them staying healthy and on the floor.
Yeah, and he's been battling injuries since his freshman year of college. But the beautiful thing about Kyrie Irving is that he always loves the big stage. Making the game-winning shot in Game 7, he will continue to do so when he surrounds himself with great, inspiring leaders with the likes of such Kobe Bryant.
To Middleton. From long range, this young man can drill them on a dime. Dante DiVincenzo.
And the three-point shot of the offense applies so much pressure on the defense, you can no longer build your teams inside out. The new way, you build your team outside in.
To Middleton. Trying to cash in. Off the mark. He's made those before, but that was well defended. Irving with the basketball. His guys down by 9. To Hayward. Irving buries it on the catch and shoot. If he keeps playing like this, we all may believe that the earth is indeed flat.
And that's what you love about Kyrie. He's constantly probing. He's probing on the court by maintaining his dribble, and then also probing off the court with saying lines like the earth is flat. The fact that that was on the cover of every magazine, the headline of every social media title, goes to show you that Kyrie is great at hijacking your amygdala both on and off the court.
And hits the first free throw. Able to convert on both free throws. Antetokounmpo to Middleton. Through 3. Cleans it up. Offensive board. Count the basket. A lot of contact. No foul.
There's a reason they call him the Greek Freak. With his ball skills, pretty good. With his height, 6'11". His athleticism, 40-inch vertical plus. And he's most dangerous in transition, which is probably the reason why he had an MVP caliber year with career highs in points, rebounds, and field goal percentage.
To Brogdon.
Coming through.
Plenty of contact. The shot no good. To Hayward. Here's a chance from long range, and Gordon Hayward knocks down a wide open look.
Just because someone is listening to you doesn't mean that they actually hear you. At the end of the game, when players get tired, they listen to what the assignment was, but they didn't hear what it was.
Cruises inside for two.
Oh man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size, but in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
Irving to Hayward. Straight down the middle of the lane. Way to punch it home.
You know, I just want to thank the man above for allowing a guy like Gordon Hayward, after that horrific, awful injury he had an opening night. So good to see my dude back on the floor and doing his thing, finally healthy.
Now the Celtics going to use a timeout. They're going to have to draw something up for an open look at a three. The shot, almost. Whoa, Chris Middleton, now 4 for 9.
He's been doing this for years, the physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Oh, they could have really used that one, but the shot's no good. The Bucks claim victory as they take care of business at home. That'll wrap things up. For Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Hey everyone, it's Jalen Rose, and it's time for the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Bucks emerged victorious after a tight finish.
And it's always great to watch a team with such an unselfish approach to the game. Plenty of assists were delivered throughout this contest.
here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Milwaukee Bucks. The Celtics must be devastated after such a close loss. When the team goes back and review the film, coach will probably find areas of improvement. But one thing he can't say is they should have shot better. They did a great job of scoring in this game. Check out the leading scores for the Boston Celtics.
Game track. Field goals.
Neither of these teams were able to make much of an impact on defense. As you can see here, they were each pretty successful with some efficient scoring.
Player of the game.
Antetokounmpo could not have been more impressive in this game. The way he scored the basketball looked like he was playing with kids in high school.
Who was cold?
What can you say about a guy like this? Except that he fits the title of this segment. He was definitely cold in this game. Time now for the top plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
And that does it for our post-game wrap-up. On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose. Thanks for joining us.
The opening tip won by the Bucks as we get going at beautiful new Fiserv Forum in Milwaukee.
And the reason why this could be the year of the fear of the deer, last season they only had 2 players that shot over 33% from the three-point line. Now you add the Michael Jordan of Delaware and Dante DiVincenzo and also Pat Connaughton. Those are the floor spacers you need.
And Jay, don't forget Ersan Ilyasova. Talk to the people in San Antonio. Talk to Brett Brown and the Sixers at the end of last year. With his length and his ability to space the floor, that's a great addition for the Bucks. And Giannis Antetokounmpo, you mentioned him. Well, at some point, he's going to be a consistently great three-point shooter. When that time comes, look out. Giannis Antetokounmpo at the line. NBA action on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams. Should be a terrific game here tonight. From TD Garden in Boston, tonight, the Boston Celtics taking on the Milwaukee Bucks. The Celtics control the opening tip, and we're underway in downtown Boston. Jay, for one, Schrader Danny was Danny Ainge. Celtics didn't do that much, but believe it or not, outside of Toronto, Eastern Conference didn't see much change either.
Yeah, they didn't need to do anything if you're the Boston Celtics. You already have all the pieces to the puzzle. Philadelphia wasn't able to land LeBron. LeBron James leaves Cleveland. He goes out to L.A. And Toronto, almost in a Hail Mary trade, ends up getting Kawhi Leonard. And who really knows if he wants to play there and be there emotionally for 1 year? There's no doubt about it. The Celtics are now in the driver's seat.
Brogdon to Bledsoe. Has a look. Eric Bledsoe. Good start. He's made his first shot.
Ed, did you see what this pass just did? Now it encourages his teammates to move with more sense of urgency because they understand that next time down the court, they might be on the receiving end of that pass.
The drive, right to the basket. Layup's good. That's as high percentage as it gets.
Giannis reminds me of Kevin Durant, and obviously their relationship has evolved even to the point where publicly KD gave him advice, and that was to play for himself. You think about the similarities, KD playing at OKC before he left for a bigger market in Golden State could be similar to the fate that of Giannis. But Giannis is a guy born of Nigerian parents, from Greece, loves small market towns, has a crack in his cell phone, likes to push his shopping cart down the aisle like anybody else. But it doesn't matter because the lights can shine bright for wherever Giannis decides to play.
The ball in the hands of Kyrie Irving. Oh, it took a little longer than Celtics fans would have liked, but Jay, they re-signed Marcus Smart. You look at what he brings. He's a modern-day defender with some throwback qualities as well.
He reminds me a lot of Dennis Johnson that used to play for those late Celtic teams. He's the guy that will get in your face, will pick you up full court. Even if you switch off and he's guarding a four, he'll battle behind the four, push him off the block. There's no doubt about it. The DNA of this team starts with Marcus Smart and also Marcus Morris. These are the two toughest players on the Celtics organization.
To Lopez. He was hacked. They let it go.
And you have to remember that your hand is part of the ball. There wasn't enough contact on that play for the refs to blow the whistle.
And they call it.
His timing was a tad bit off.
That's his first personal foul.
Hayward. 4-3. And he can't get it to go down. It's no good. Middleton to Adetokunbo. Bledsoe. His first effort off the mark. Kyrie. Taken down by Giannis. Lopez to Bledsoe. Eric Bledsoe. 2 for 3 now here in the first.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
Kyrie Irving controlling the offense. Oh, a whistle.
A simple touch foul.
Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. To Jaylen Brown. With the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
There you go. Finally. Shoot your shot.
Inside, he scores.
So many times you can tell if a player is going to finish before he even gets to the rim. Did you see that look on his face? That was the look of a three-point play. You always going in think you can get more at the rim.
Nothing going here on that drive. To Hayward. Beyond the arc for three. Off the mark. To Middleton. Adetokunbo. And the rebound taken by Brown. To Hayward. Turns and slams it down. Gotta love the rim rockers.
Gotta be careful, though. Don't hang on the rim too long. You might get a tee.
Middleton to DiVincenzo. Going to launch. Beyond the arc. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
I said this on draft night that was one of the most valued picks in the draft that year. Dante DiVincenzo, the Michael Jordan of Delaware. That's what they called him in his hometown. He scored 31 points in the national championship game. He's not afraid to do it on both ends of the court as well.
Brown into the front court. They can go 2 for 1 if they hurry. And Gordon Hayward, zero hesitation as he knocks it down for three.
Ooh, that confidence level is so superior. Whenever you start dragging back on defense before the ball even goes through the net, that speaks for itself.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, 2 of 4 now.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size. But in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
Hayward. Wide open look, won't go.
Just seems like there's lead in the feet of the defenders. You have to bounce quicker to the ball to deter that shot.
It's the Celtics with the rebound. Rozier, that's out. Last touch by Terry Rozier. Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor.
42, Al Horford. Into the game for the Milwaukee Bucks. Number 77.
That misses with a second to go. That's it for the first quarter. The Bucks with the lead. Time to turn the page after a close first quarter. Jay, what stood out?
Well, first off, I'm going to take my analytical hat off and then put my fan hat on. This has been a blasé first quarter. Not good, not bad, right in between. Let's see how both teams come out and try to adjust themselves in the second half.
Boston with the basketball. To Marcus Morris. Jumper's good.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
Jay, it seems every year Giannis Antetokounmpo makes a mega leap. Now he's entering his 6th NBA season.
And Brook Lopez is on the record, the new acquisition for the Bucks, saying that Giannis is the best player in the Eastern Conference. That is saying something when you have Kyrie Irving and Kawhi Leonard. Let's not forget that a couple years ago, we were talking about Kawhi Leonard being the second best player in the game, yet alone the Eastern Conference.
Rozier into the front court. Minute gone by in this second quarter. Here comes the screen. Nothing going here on that drive. Not that time. And he's fouled. Very close, Jay. The results, he's going to the line.
Love the fact that the shooter created contact on the upward motion to shoot the basketball. Big time play.
Ersan Ilyasova at the line. First one, count it. And gets both to drop at the line. Ball's controlled by Boston. Irving. To Horford. Brook Lopez sends it away. That's his first of the game.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
Eric Bledsoe. That's 3 now on 4 shots.
And attention to detail is everything for a professional scorer like that. Actually getting it done the hard way there.
Hayward to Horford. Hayward. Yes. Jay, would you classify him among the elites in the game, especially among wings?
It depends on what category of elite you put him in. As of right now, he will be my second-tier elite. Because when I think first-tier elite, I think Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Stephen Curry, Kawhi Leonard, Anthony Davis, James Harden. I think Gordon Hayward has a chance to be there. He was on his way there before he got hurt, but time will tell.
Tatum. Rebound comes to Bledsoe. Milwaukee with the basketball. Bledsoe to Lopez. Missed it. Almost a foul. They let it go. Into the front court, it's Irving. Down 6. Hayward to Horford. Giannis Antetokounmpo. Huge block. That's his first of the game. Won't go down. Defender's lucky he wasn't called. Kyrie with a shot, no good. To Bledsoe. Eric Bledsoe. Terrific shooting. He's 4 for 5.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
Out of bounds. Last touch by Eric Bledsoe. It'll stay Celtic basketball. We have both squads set to make some moves right now. Hayward. Irving. And the rebound taken by Lopez. To Antetokounmpo. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
This offseason was the summer of Giannis. He discovered so much about the American culture, even some of the sweets. And I see his game has gotten even sweeter.
Off the mark. With defense like that, little margin for error.
The most important thing a shooter can do is continue to shoot. The defense is always going to give great effort, but it's more of your psyche that goes into the next shot that will limit you on whether you make the shot or not.
Bucks at the controls. Jay, 44 wins for the Bucks a year ago. 7th best record in the East. They lose a Game 7 at Boston. In your mind, foundation, is it in place in Milwaukee?
The foundation is on its way, but last year was a disappointment for the Milwaukee Bucks. 2 years ago, they finished 6th in the Eastern Conference. And last year, when you play against the Celtics, a team that does not have 2 of its star players in Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward, the Bucks should have won that. But it always seems like it comes down to injuries and lack of chemistry for the Bucks.
To Irving. Gets it in the left corner. Rozier. That's off the side of the rim. No good. Giannis with it up top. His team leads it by 10. Fires the 3. That's off the side of the rim. Short. Basket's good on the follow. Way to stay with it.
I'm not sure that wasn't an offensive foul, but take it when you can get it.
Hayward with a shot, no good. That'll do it for the first half. The Bucks in control so far.
Thanks, Ed. The Bucks certainly didn't have a problem putting up points in the opening half, and the offensive glass was their domain. They scored plenty of second-chance points, asserting themselves in the paint. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Milwaukee Bucks. The Celtics.
Have yet to appear after one half of basketball. At this point, it's all about pride and mental toughness. A comeback is not impossible, but it's also not likely.
These are the guys getting buckets for the Boston Celtics.
Game track. Fast break points.
As long as there's time left on the game clock, no lead is truly safe. They just have to be ready to seize every opportunity in the second half.
Player of the half.
Eric Bledsoe.
Did a great job of reading the defense and exploiting the opportunities where he can make the most damage. He's definitely feeling it.
Who was cold?
Forget cold. This guy will be happy to be lukewarm at this point. He can't seem to get anything going.
Here we go with the top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Fellas, back to you.
First half, very one-sided. What will the second half bring? We'll find out as we're underway. The Bucks at the controls. Adetokunbo to Bledsoe. Here's a chance from long range. They need something to go down. It's no good. Brook Lopez. He's 3 for 7.
Hey, one of the things I hear all the great teams say in the huddle, they say 1, 2, 3, no mercy. Now it's time for you to go even harder on the defensive end.
Al Horford going to the line to shoot 2.
Great job, Ed, by the shooter to create contact after the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
Al Horford at the line. Oops, he missed the first one. Good bounce back, hits the second. It's a 1-of-2 trip.
Ed, the reason why this could be the year of the fear of the deer, last season they only had 2 players that shot over 33% from the three-point line. Now you add the Michael Jordan of Delaware and Dante DiVincenzo and also Pat Connaughton. Those are the floor spacers you need.
And Jay, don't forget Ersan Ilyasova. Talk to the people in San Antonio. Talk to Brett Brown and the Sixers at the end of last year. With his length and his ability to space the floor, that's a great addition for the Bucks. And Giannis Adetokunbo, you mentioned him. Well, at some point he's going to be a consistently great three-point shooter. When that time comes, look out. Picked up by the Bucks.
Here's your chance to break this thing wide open.
And he finishes at the rim.
This may sound cheesy, but sometimes you just need to sit back, get a tub of popcorn, and just enjoy the show, because that's what you're watching right now.
To Jaylen Brown. Over to the right side. Work it down to Brown. Whoa, Jaylen Brown above the rim. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Adetokunbo. They'll get it down low to Lopez. Al Horford with a piece. Second block in this quarter.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Nice follow-up on the dunk there.
Leadership's greatest values occur in between the lines and not necessarily in the box score. And that's the type of leader that Al Horford is. He's the first all-star free agent to choose Boston in decades. And let me tell you this, the legacy of greatness runs deep in the family. His father, Tito Horford, was the first Dominican basketball player to ever play in the league, which goes to show you why Al has such a great feel for the game.
Here comes the screen. Gordon Hayward, that's how it's done. He's 5 for 10, shooting 50%.
You know, I just want to thank the man above for allowing a guy like Gordon Hayward, after that horrific, awful injury he had in opening night. So good to see my dude back on the floor and doing his thing, finally healthy.
To Hayward. For three, that one off the mark. It's no good. And his foot was on the line. It's going the other way. Some lineup changes now for both clubs.
Boston Celtics, number 11, Kyrie Irving. Into the game for the Milwaukee Bucks, number 13.
Irving knocks it down from mid-range. If he keeps playing like this, we all may believe that the earth is indeed flat.
And that's what you love about Kyrie. He's constantly probing. He's probing on the court by maintaining his dribble, and then also probing off the court with saying lines like the earth is flat. The fact that that was on the cover of every magazine, the headline of every social media title, goes to show you that Kyrie is great at hijacking your amygdala, both on and off the court.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, 4 out of 7.
There's a reason they call him the Greek Freak. With his ball skills, pretty good. With his height, 6'11". His athleticism, 40-inch vertical plus. And he's most dangerous in transition, which is probably the reason why he had an MVP caliber year with career highs in points, rebounds, and field goal percentage.
To Irving. Great feed, sets it up, slams it down. Here on their home floor, they're chipping away.
I mean, does this crowd have a pulse? Are they even alive? Sometimes when you make a play like that, your crowd needs to get you back in this ball game.
To Irving. And they call the foul. Felt the breeze there, Jack.
A simple touch foul.
Looks like both teams are making substitutions.
Substitutions, Milwaukee.
Jay, fun fact for you, of the charter franchises in the NBA, go back to that first season, 46-47. The Knicks and the Celtics, only two teams that never relocated.
Wow, that's impressive. Can I add another one? How about this? In 2008, when the Celtics won their championship, they needed 26 games to win their 17th title. By a twist of fate. You ready for this one? Coach Doc Rivers, head coach of the Celtics, played for the 93-94 New York Knicks team, which held the previous record in the playoff games before with 25 wins.
Go New York, go. And a pass stolen by Boston to Jaylen Brown. And he stepped out of bounds, turns the ball over. That's usually one that he'll knock down.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Screen coming. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
To Middleton. Bledsoe. That's off the side of the rim. No good. Kyrie with the rock. Trying to cash in. Shot by Kyrie. No good. Fires the three. No good. And a putback slam.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat five, but we're watching one man carry four other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
That'll do it for the period. The Bucks in front. It's the Celtics with the ball as we start this fourth and final quarter. And I think the best way to describe where they stand right now is they're down, but they're not out.
It's a game we used to play in the league all the time. It's called a series of stops. That means get 3 stops in a row. Each game is a game within the game. You get 3 stops in a row, and then another 3 stops in a row, you're right back in this ballgame.
To Brogdon. From long range. That's off the side of the rim. Short. Shot from the lane. Won't go. To Brogdon. From the painted area. Won't go down.
And you have to remember that your hand is part of the ball. There wasn't enough contact on that play for the refs to blow the whistle.
Doesn't have the touch. No good. To Brogdon. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Tough shot. The former second-rounder Brogdon continues to amaze.
And if you're on D right now, if you're off on the weak side, stunt towards the driver. That means fake at him. Don't overcommit. Stunt, then get back to you or stay at home. Force him to make one of those passes or force him to take a crazy shot at the rim.
To Brogdon. Goes to the left side. Lets it fly from long range. Buries it.
Ed, let me tell you how this one goes. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have some. Everyone's getting a piece of the rock tonight.
Irving brings the ball up court. And too much contact.
Timing was just a tad bit off.
Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes.
Stepping in for the Celtics, number 20.
Hayward. Irving. Off the iron. No good.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
Hayward to Horford. Second effort. Another shot won't go either.
Yo, big kudos to the defender. It seems like his mere presence in the paint was enough to make the offensive player miss the shot before he even got off the ground.
Deep left corner. Hayward buries it on the catch and shoot. You look at Gordon Hayward. Who does he remind you of in the NBA?
Paul George more so on the offensive end. He has the height and the size to shoot over smaller guards. Plus, I love the fact that he utilizes his body. How about in his 7 years with the Utah Jazz, he made $53 million. You're seeing his game really blossom, which is the reason why Danny Ainge signed him to that 4-year, $128 million deal.
Knocks down the first.
Stepping in for Boston, number 12, Terry Rozier.
Two for two on that trip.
Way to hit.
Celtics have it. To Hayward. Kyrie Irving lines it up for two. Giannis in control of the basketball. Lead stands at 10. Has a chance. No good. No daylight. Great defense.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
The screen sets him up for two.
So good to see one of Jersey's finest, Kyrie Irving, back on the court and driving with no issues on that knee. He only played 60 games last year, and he missed the entire Celtics postseason run. You can only imagine what this team would have done if he were healthy and they had Gordon Hayward.
Irving into the front court. His guys trail by 10. Well, you can't do that.
Welcome to new age basketball. You blow on me, that's a foul.
Kyrie Irving for two. Wide open look, won't go.
Oh, I like that. You got the defense rotating from side to side. They're even recovering late, but still you got to make that one.
To Bledsoe. 4-3. That's off the side of the rim, no good. To Hayward. Jumper's good. He went down 5 minutes into his Celtics career. So how much of an evaluation period should Gordon Hayward get coming off A tough injury.
Well, with a potential franchise player, you always rather be safe than be sorry. And he needs to pay attention to his body more so than anybody. From a player who personally had a dislocation of the ankle, which is a bone bruise when I was trying to come back and play, that could take a couple of years to heal fully. So Gordon Hayward's ability to make sure that he feels that he trusts his body is the most important thing.
Celtics have it. Irving to Hayward. Irving. He is yet to hit one tonight. No good. To Bledsoe. Kyrie Irving with the block. Second block in this quarter.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
Short jumper won't go down. Giannis Antetokounmpo tips it. Second block in this quarter.
You know, sometimes basketball can become a very beautiful thing to watch. During the regular season, things can get difficult. Energy can be low. The passion at times can even be lower because players are tired. They're fatigued. But today, it's all been good. They're putting in an absolute show with killer efficiency and tremendous effort and intensity.
Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. Horford gets it to go. Coach cannot be happy with that closeout.
I know he's a volume shooter. I know defensively at times you have to take your lumps. Might be time to adjust the scouting report, though. Start denying him the ball.
Al Horford snares the rebound. Brook Lopez snatching it out of the air. Second block in this quarter. Send it away.
Did you see how far he got up? He kept going up and up and up. I think he's still going up.
Can't get the bounce. The Bucks claim victory as they win this one handily. For Jay Williams and all our crew, I'm Ed Cohen saying so long for now. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
It's Jalen Rose, and it's time for the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Bucks put together a nice win here today. And more often than not, they were hitting the three when they popped from long range. Winning gets a lot easier when you're adding so many points to the scoreboard, 3 at a time. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Milwaukee Bucks. The Celtics. Didn't lose big, but it wasn't exactly close either. I'm sure they can't help but feel frustrated with the result, but they can't let that feeling linger. Sooner than later, they need to start thinking about the next matchup. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Boston Celtics.
Game track. Fast break points.
The Boston Celtics
seemed to have issues communicating when it came to transition defense. They gave up way too many easy baskets. They looked really slow
in the first 2 quarters.
Player of the game.
Eric Bledsoe gets rewarded for the way he provided his teammates with plenty of easy baskets. His assist total is certainly indicative of his clever playmaking.
Who was cold?
This isn't the segment you want to be in, of course, but even the best players find their way into this part of the show.
Top plays, and we've got 3 of them for you.
Number 2. Number 1.
This has been a presentation of ESPN on EA Sports. Until next time, I'm Jalen Rose, signing off.